Dirt made my lunch. Dirt.
Hi everyone! I'm here today with some supplies to show you how to make your own container garden at home. Since we're not able to be at school together and in the garden at school together, I wanted to give you a little tutorial so that you can make your own garden at home and plant some plants in your room, apartment, home, wherever you have access to. So I'm going to tell you what I have, and then I will show you how to plant plants. So I have a few recycled containers. This one is an old yogurt container, we have an old milk container, and this one is from tofu. But really any container that is about the size of these works for this, because we want to give the plants enough room to grow their roots down and to have some space to sprout up and reach the sunlight. So what's super important about all of these containers is that we want them to have holes at the bottom. So this is something you might need help from your parents with. You're going to take a sharp object like a scissor, and you want to poke the holes in the bottom just like that. And this is so that the water can drain out of the bottom. So we want to make sure that we have the recycled containers like this yogurt and the milk carton and the scissors to cut the holes. Then it's also super important that you gather some soil. I happen to have this soil in an old pot that I'm going to use. You might be able to find some soil on the side of the sidewalk. If you go for a walk, maybe in a park, you could gather it in the container that you're going to use. And it might be helpful to have some sort of a shovel, trowel, or if you put on gloves, you could just scoop it with your hands. Then you also need some seeds. I happen to have some seeds from the store, from a garden store. And if you don't have the ability to get to a garden store, you can also save seeds from food you might be eating. So if you have a tomato, you can save the seeds and put them in the sun to let them dry out. Or you can save some corn. If you're eating fresh corn, you could dry out the corn and then plant that. So you might want a Sharpie or a marker in order to label your container with what you planted and the date. It's important to label because when the sprouts come out of the soil, we might not be able to tell exactly what plant they are. So we want to label so we remember what we have planted. Then, because your containers have holes at the bottom, you're going to want some sort of dish. This is just the top to a Tupperware container, and you could place your container with the seeds and plant in that top, or a bowl like this one could work as well, just to make sure that your water isn't draining onto whatever surface you're keeping your container plants in.
Dirt made my lunch. Dirt made my lunch. Thank you, Dirt. Thanks a bunch for my salad, my sandwich, my milk, and my munch. 'Cause Dirt, you made my lunch.
Dirt is a word that we often use when we're talking about that earth beneath our shoes. It's a place where plants can sink their toes. In a little while, a garden grows.
Dirt made my lunch. Dirt made my lunch. Thank you, Dirt.
We are going to plant them into our milk cartons. I'm just planting them about an inch apart. Next, we are planting our tomatoes. There's our tomatoes. We have our corn. Next, the peppers.
Thanks a bunch for my salad, my sandwich, my milk, and my munch. 'Cause Dirt, you made my lunch.
Then, once you finish watering, you can just leave it in a sunny window in your house so that the plants can get some sun.